Welcome to our iSpace FSU Second Life campus. We're here in the virtual world of Second Life, which is yet another of the many virtual reference environments that we're exploring for this class. Last week we talked about this being Web 3.0 or Library 3.0, the idea of an environment that is now participatory and immersive. You become part of the whole information environment rather than merely viewing it on a screen. Our reading for this week is my article on information providers in Second Life, and in that article I talk about this as being an avatar-mediated type of an environment. So what does this mean for providing information services within a virtual world? One thing I found was that there's a certain virtual physicality to the way that information is provided within a virtual world like this, which is to say that it's not just about typing an answer into a chat screen or speaking it out loud with voice. The professionals in these virtual worlds also used information tools and objects, so they would physically, for example, hand out note cards, scripts, and other sorts of objects to their questioners. They would use tools as well, for example, this whiteboard that I'm standing in front of displaying images. So today I'm going to take you through some of the techniques that are used in an information environment like this and show you how an information professional would work in this kind of a setting. And the first thing that you need to know about is this concept of audible distance. To hear me talking, you have to be standing within a certain distance of my avatar, so 20 meters for a text chat, more around 40 or so for audio. And notice here the circle of chairs on the ground. These are defining that audible space for you in a visual sort of a way. The thing to be aware of is that if you wander out of range of my avatar, you can no longer hear me. Now, the first helpful thing to learn about is camera controls. You don't necessarily have to move your avatar or physically move within the environment to see something that's far away. You can actually zoom in and even move your viewpoint around to look at your own face. So let's give that a try here. You can zoom in closer to read the slides by pressing your Alt or Option key, depending if you're on a Mac, and then you can roll your mouse forward. You can also spin the camera around to see your own face by clicking on yourself and then clicking and holding Alt while you move your mouse. So see if you can zoom in on your own face, and you can press those Shift and Control keys as well for more ways of moving your camera. When you have worked your camera controls around to the point where you've zoomed in on yourself, click on the Snapshot button. This is a blue button at the bottom middle of your screen, and take a picture. Now, if you get confused, if the camera gets kind of messed around and pointing to the wrong place, just hit the Escape key to come back out of it. Sometimes it also helps to hit Escape and press on an arrow key to move on out of it. But you'll snap back to your normal view. So that's the technique of taking pictures, and it's something that an information professional might use as a technique to create snapshots, or as they're called in the virtual world, textures, to hand out with information on them for their questioners. Next week we'll actually be doing some more advanced things with pictures. We will be putting together Second Life books, So keep practicing with your picture taking for that. Now, what about text chat? You probably already are interested in saving this chat because it has some useful information. To save the chat, you can just click the Communicate or Local Chat buttons at the bottom left of your screen. This pops up for you a complete transcript of everything that's happened in the text chat session thus far, from the point where you walked in. And you can then highlight the text, do a Control-A to highlight, Control-C to copy, and you can paste it into whatever you're using as your favorite text editor, whether that's Word, Notepad, WordPad, or some other text editor. So Control-C to copy, Control-V to paste, and you can save copies of any communications that you've had. Very handy in terms of saving transcripts of all sorts of conversations, meeting, and events. So give that a try. Click your Communicate button at the bottom left, look at the Local Chat tab, and you'll see the text of the chat transcript. Control-A to highlight it all, Control-C to copy, Control-V to paste into some text editor, and now you have those transcripts available. They can even be used in terms of creating FAQ answers if it's a common answer to a question that you've captured. What about searching for places to visit, people to friend, and groups to join? Click on the blue search button at the bottom middle of your screen to search. You'll find lots of different tabs are available for searches you can do. There's a Places tab, a People tab, and a Groups tab. So we might start out here with the People tab. Click on the search button, the blue search button, and search for me, Lorri Mon. And you can highlight my name in the transcript as well and paste it into the screen here. So just like it shows on the whiteboard here, you can see my profile. You can also see the membership that I have in different groups. The upper limit of those memberships is 25, so sometimes you get rather quickly to that number and have to do a little bit of management of your groups. There's a button that you can click on my profile to add me as a friend, and you can click Instant Message to have a private conversation with me. You can also give me something, like drop inventory items or give items to me. So for example, in your role as an information professional, you may want to give me a note card with some information by dropping that there onto my profile. That will work whether or not I'm actually physically present in Second Life. So you can also give me an item in person if we're in the same space and drop the item directly on my avatar to give it to me. But if I'm not logged into Second Life, you can still give me items by searching for my profile in this way.